Wendy, baby, the signs were all there that Karen didn't like you. Karen did tell you to your face that she didn't like you. She did show you in your face she didn't like you. You were just too busy hating Gizelle and Robin to notice. But that's okay. That's okay. We're here now and we are now seeing the light. Let's talk about the reunion, y'all. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here today to talk the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 18, The Reunion, Part 1. I enjoyed it. This was a really, really good reunion, in my opinion. All right. So, if you guys are brand new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up the video if you enjoyed this particular piece of content. Make sure you guys are leaving your comments down below respectfully. Okay. We know everybody has faves when it comes to this show. Let's just relax, okay? I promise it's not that deep. So let's get right into it. So the reunion starts off with Karen, okay? It's 12 hours after Karen's guilty verdict. So she's filming at her house. She looks like she done been through. She looked like she done had, quiet as is kept, a couple drinks. Like she looks she looks weathered, okay? So they are asking her, um, how do you feel? What was your initial reaction to the guilty verdict? She said her heart dropped, and this is scary. She's not worried about herself, but she's worried more for her family, her children, whatever the case. Bravo, very, very shady. But Bravo is showing the body cam footage. They're inserting all the clips of her talking about she's the Grande Dame, the clips of her saying that she's very drunk, the clips of her saying that, she should have took a cab. Like, it's like all of Karen's worst moments they are showing, and it's like, damn, Karen. Okay. So Karen said that she is going to she wants to make it very clear she is not an alcoholic. You might not be a lick, but you for damn sure enjoy a drink or two. Okay. And you don't know your limits and you still get behind the wheel of a car. And I'm gonna still keep my foot on your neck when it comes to that, Karen, because it's irresponsible of you. Like I've said before, I have lost a friend because of a drunk driver. I have also had friends that have stupidly gotten arrested for drunk driving, and I let they ass have it too. So that's what it is. So we're gonna fast forward to the day of the. Oh, before I forget, Karen said that she knows that children look up to her. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay. So we're going to fast forward to the reunion. So Kiana and Wendy are getting ready and they're trying to figure out if Karen is coming. Is Karen going to be here? Haven't talked to Karen. Wendy calls Karen. Karen does not answer. Wendy said, yo, this is like a slap in the face because I've been riding for you. I've been doing all this for you. You could at least answer. I agree. But hey, Ashley and Stacey, on the other hand, are talking about the footage. And Ashley is like, look, she's been saying that she's been innocent this whole time. Now look at her. Drunk as a skunk, loose as a goose, saucy, however you describe a drunk person, that's what Karen was, okay? So once they get on stage, Wendy is commenting that Gizelle has, I guess, fancier nails than normal and cleavage. And I mean, Giselle finally looks totally nice at the reunion. There's always something that's not quite right with Giselle, but Giselle looks great. I think, honestly and truly, I think everybody looks good this reunion. Not a fan of Kay's hair, but I think everybody looks good this reunion, okay? So let's get started. Andy wants to address the elephant in the room, said that Karen is not there. So because Karen is not there, this is the seating chart. We have Andy in the middle, going over to the left, to the over to y'all left, going over to the left is Mia, Wendy, Stacey, Jassi comes at the end. On the other side, we have Gizelle, Ashley, and then Kiana. Okay. So Andy is like, Karen's not here. Surprise, surprise, right? So no one has spoken to Karen since Christmas. And Andy said, well, Karen has checked herself into a private recovery center. Gizelle said, well, this is good, said that she should have done this before her case because that would have helped her. Which is true. Wendy said it's interesting to do it before her sentencing. Now, look, we all have said that. How convenient, right? We know that Karen was supposed to be sentenced, I want to say like a week or two ago. It got pushed back. I think it's next week, this upcoming week at some point. But I'm with Wendy. It's very interesting for you to do it now before your sentencing. Wendy said, like we all have been saying, is it because you honestly and truly think that you need help or can acknowledge that? Or are you just trying to lighten the blow of your sentencing? We all agree it's the latter. Stacey is like, well, that's not fair. Shut up, Stacey. Shut up, Stacey. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, come on. And I'm glad that everybody on stage was like, let's stop that bullshit, Stacey. Let's be real. We know that Karen did this to lighten her sentence, right? But at the end of the day, we would have all done the same thing. There is not one person in this world that wouldn't have done the same thing. Shut up, Stacey. Good God. Oh my God, Stacey gets on my nerves. So Ashley pulls out a picture of Karen and sets it between her and Gizelle. So they make a joke like, okay, well, Karen enjoyed being second seat. So Gizelle moves to put Karen in the first seat between her and Andy. And Ashley was like, that's my picture, give it back. Take the picture back, okay? Oh my God. So we get a video submitted by Karen, okay? Karen is now all dialed up. She's dressed. She has her hair done, makeup done. She looks great. She looks great, okay? So she said that she wants to thank everyone for touching her heart during this process. She has checked herself into a private rehab facility so that she can work on or address her issues with taking antidepressants and alcohol. Kudos to her. So she first thanks Gizelle for telling her one step at a time. Apparently, Gizelle sent her some flowers. In the flowers was a card that said one step at a time. She said that her and Gizelle do have a friendship and Gizelle is the real deal. We have all been saying, those of y'all that see Gizelle as a human at least, that Gizelle and Karen do have a real friendship. I think they know what they need to do for the show, but it's clear that off camera, off screen, the two of them are friends, right? She commends Gizelle for being a great friend to her. Karen then thanks Kiana for telling her that Karen will handle this. Karen's going to get a hold of this. Now, while they're doing this, while Karen is going through and thanking everyone, we see Wendy staring at the screen longingly, okay? Because Wendy just knew that her name was going to get called and she was not in the number. So Karen then goes on to thank Jassi and Candace, Dillard Bassett, for having her back, for being supportive. I do believe that Candace and Karen still have a very close knit friendship, which is interesting because didn't Karen try to get Candace kicked off the show? Didn't she call HR on her? Sure. And then Karen said, last but least, she wants to thank a very special someone. I thought it was Wendy. Wendy, for damn sure, I thought it was her, but it's Andy Cohen. She said that when she comes back, she will not come back as the Grande Dame. She will come back as Karen Huger. She did not thank Wendy, Mia, or Stacey. So Gizelle gets emotional. It was a tearless emotion. Maybe it was trying to come. I don't know. But Gizelle gets emotional and said that Karen is her friend. And she said that her prayer has always been for her to get help because she has seen Karen make some not so good choices. And so she's saying this, Gizelle said, not to be shady, but because she honestly and truly does care. So Andy is like, Wendy, you seem very unmoved by the video. And Wendy said, look, I had reached out to her. I have supported her throughout the season, which nobody rode harder for Karen this season than Dr. Wendy Asefo, right? So she said, but what I'm seeing here is that woman is not my friend. And everybody gasps. And I'm like, okay. So Gizelle is like, but Wendy, you knew she wasn't your friend. I told you she wasn't your friend. I told you back at Monique's lake house, she wasn't your friend. Wendy said that she couldn't trust Gizelle. And I'm like, you were Gizelle's friend when Karen didn't want you on the show. Truth be told, Wendy and Gizelle only fell out because Ashley took that rumor that Gizelle and Robin were like, that's not true. This website is whatever, whatever. Ashley took that rumor while she was there breastfeeding and pumping and ran it to Wendy and then left. And then Wendy turned around and cussed Gizelle and Robin smooth the F out. That's when they stopped being friends. Gizelle told you before that, Wendy, but cool. So Gizelle asks Wendy why she has never wanted to acknowledge that Karen didn't like her. Wendy says she goes off of what people show her, and Karen has not shown her that. Karen may not have showed you that to your face, Wendy, but it was for damn sure in the footage that we all saw. Sunday nights at 7 p.m. for me because I'm, Central Time. So Gizelle is like, I've been telling you, I've been telling you. So Gizelle said that when she is Karen and not the Grande Dame, she's an amazing person and she's much better. So Andy wants to clarify that, look, I didn't call her the Grande Dame first. That was Gizelle. Okay. So we panned over to Wendy's package. Wendy has been lighter and funnier this season. She's for damn sure been more pleasant. Wendy said that by her not being a professor anymore, it took her out of the antiquated vibe and role and way she had to carry herself as a professor, and it just took a weight off of her shoulder. Andy said, well, you and Jizzy working things out, probably helped. And they both were like, yeah, that was a bonus. Wendy said they had a 2-hour conversation where they listened to each other, they outlined their issues with one another, and at the end of the day, they agreed to move on. I know a lot of fans can't stand that, but that's too bad. That's what happened. Like, I know it's fun for people to come on and read Gizelle. That's a way to get more views on their recaps and all that type of stuff. It didn't happen. It just didn't happen that way, right? So Gizelle said that Wendy is intelligent and she's very articulate. And, she's like, Wendy's not a terrible person. I don't care for her in the capacity of this show. But I've always said that if Wendy and Eddie had a reality show just with their families, I think it would be gold. I would love to see her more in that capacity. So Wendy said that Gizelle is funny, and it's like, that's all I'm gonna give you. They're friends now. They're cordial at least. Whatever. They ask her how is Happy Eddie doing. Happy Eddie is doing great. Wendy said it's very successful, is awesome. I know some people that have tried Happy Eddie and they said it is great. Okay. So Gizelle said, hey Stacey, aren't you starting your own Happy Eddie as well? And Wendy kind of looked like, girl, what? And Stacey was like, no, no, looked like a yes, if you ask me. So they start calling it Spacey Stacey. And Gizelle said, but didn't you have a meeting with somebody about that and told that person that you are a celebrity and that's why they should work with you? I believe everything Gizelle said. I do. Because Stacey gives the vibe that she's sneaky. I believe her. So Gizelle was like, so when Happy Stacey comes out next season, don't be surprised. So Wendy is like, Stacey, I hope you wouldn't do that without talking to me, without having some type of conversation with me. Andy is like, well, isn't that what you did to Karen with the candles? And Wendy is like, no, Karen did that to me. Remember, Wendy came out with her candle line. I can't think of the name of it, but then Karen came out with her candle line and was like, my candle has 4 wicks, that big ass candle. I don't know anybody that has one of Karen's candles. No, Really B has one. Shout out to Really B TV. She has one, and the candle does look big, but I don't know anybody else that has a candle. So they get a listener question about how they feel about Wendy requiring her children to have master's degrees to get their trust funds. And Wendy said, look, my kids are going to get their trust regardless. But there are bonuses and incentives for them doing different things. If they learn Igbo, our native tongue, there's a bonus. If Cam pledges AKA, there is a bonus. If the kids get a master's degree, there is a bonus. And Gizelle was like, oh, that's a really good idea. I should do that as well. I think Ashley was like, oh, Ashley, do your kids have a trust? Okay. But, that's the type of stuff that Wendy says is incentivized with her children. I kind of feel like if somebody wants their children to have a master's degree to get their trust fund, not only is it none of anybody's business, but why would that make people feel the way? You know what I mean? Like, granted, college is not for everybody, right? We all know that. But if Wendy has set that precedent, Wendy and Eddie, for their children, why would that bother anybody else? Shaq is a multimillionaire, told his kids that they have to have degrees to get money too from him. So what difference does it make? I guess. Wendy now regrets inviting Karen to the White House, as you should. I don't know why you took her and not Kiana in the first place, but Kiana's supposed to be your friend that you brought onto the show. Sure. So Wendy said that she did believe Stacey when Stacey was saying that Karen was talking about her, because what reason would Stacey have to lie? Kiana said, well, look, because Kiana is windmilling for Karen. And she's like, it was kind of lame, whatever, for you to only bring this up when you and Karen fell out. Stacey tries to explain that that's not what happened, while explaining that's exactly what happened. Wendy said, look, well, when Stacey joined the group, Karen said to be careful of this woman coming in because she's very smart and educated. Gizelle was like, is she smart and educated? Gizelle, ma'am, I believe every lady on that stage has a degree. Well, I don't think Ashley has a degree. I think Ashley and Mia are the only two that don't have degrees, because we know Candace had multiple degrees. We know Wendy has 4. Candace had 2. Wendy had 4. We know that Gizelle and Robin each have a degree. I'm very certain Kiana has a degree. And we know that Stacey has a degree because Stacey said it just now. So Kiana then said that she will always have a soft spot for Karen for staying at the hospital with her. And I'm like, is that it, girl? Is that what it is? The fact that Karen went with you to the hospital, that's where the soft spot is coming from. Okay. So Wendy is like, look, Kay, baby boo, friend, girl, listen. Karen is going to mother you. If she feels like she can mother you in some way, she loves you. The moment that you don't need her mothering in this group, she's going to turn on you. So then Andy asked the ladies if they believe that Wendy is self-absorbed, and they all was like, yes, she is, but we all are. So fine. Wendy said that it takes a strong woman to be friends with her because she is very sure of herself. I don't know if I believe that, Wendy. I don't know if you are very sure of yourself. You've had a lot of work done. I don't know. Wendy doesn't give. Okay, let me phrase this. Do I think that Wendy exudes confidence? Yes. Do I think that Wendy is very sure of herself in the capacity of this show? I don't. I don't. Jassi comes out and is shocked. Oh, y'all, Karen ain't here. That sent me. Like, there's no monitor backstage. There's no monitor backstage? Oh my God. So we find out Jassi is engaged. She has a date set. Andy gets an invitation from her. The invitation looked very, very nice. A viewer question comes in and said that Jassi was the side chick. Jassi says she's never been the side chick. She would only be a side chick for Andy. Sure, girl. So we then have Ashley. Okay, Ashley's package. So Andy asks, when is your divorce? When's the divorce? Ashley said it is in the hands of the state of Virginia, and everybody's like, oh. Ashley said, no, no, no. I filed, I signed, Michael has signed. We are literally just waiting on the state. We've done everything that we need to do. Ashley will be receiving child support, but she waived alimony when she signed her prenup. Mia then said that she's in the final stage of her divorce as well, and she's just waiting for the judge to sign. And everybody was like, Mia, girl, shut up. Mia be lying for no reason. We think of the question on G&A. Do y'all sell clothes or not? What's good? Because On the website, it's just Ashley and Gizelle wearing some of the clothes, and it's giving September, spring, fall joggers. Okay, it's giving the kerfluffle that happened with She by Sheree when after the reunion, Sheree had Nathan on the Sheree had nothing on that website, right? Gizelle said that the timing was off. Ashley said, look, with my divorce in the balance, my finances are not financing. So, no, I wasn't going to be investing in clothes. They have now pivoted to being a community liaison of health and wellness. And everybody was like, what? So Mia said, what's the next phase? Gizelle said, it don't matter because you're not invited. I said, damn, what did we miss? What happened? Weren't y'all just cool? Okay. Okay. So the group is asked about them going to the event. So listener question that was, or visitor question, whatever you want to call it. Is it not proper protocol that if you are invited to an event, you RSVP, you go to that event and not the secondary event you're invited to? And so all the ladies were like, we were coming. We were coming. Gizelle was like, look, I respect what Wendy did. Wendy said, I'm going to Karen's event. So I went to Karen's event, which is what we all said that they should have done. I see what the ladies were saying with, oh, we were trying to go to Karen's event first and we were going to land at the GNA event. Y'all RSVP to the GNA event. So push come to shove, y'all should have went to the GNA event first. And if y'all had time and the capacity to go to Karen's, you should have did that. Y'all were in my comments windmilling, saying how it's okay because we don't like Gizelle. It's okay because we don't like Ashley. Right is right and wrong is wrong, y'all. It's okay sometimes to admit something is right and something is wrong, even if it falls on the hands or on the head of somebody you don't like. I promise you will not get shunned if you go against the grain just once in the comment section, okay? So Gizelle said, well, you could, no, Jassi said you could have just quietly kicked us out. Gizelle made a scene and it was bad. Yeah. Gizelle, you made a scene. It looked tacky. It looked bad. You could have quietly kicked them out. Gizelle acknowledges that her anger was towards Karen, and that's why she apologized. And Andy was like, we don't see you apologize often. Gizelle said, no, turning over a new leaf, okay? So Andy was like, are you the Grande Dame? And Gizelle said, no, I'm Gizelle. I don't need a title. I mean, you be calling yourself the first lady, so that's a title. So Ashley then asked Jassi about Mia's birthday and how shit went off the rails. So I'm going to wrap this up very quickly. I took a bunch of notes on this. We can sum it up quickly. Mia had a birthday party in Miami. Mia only invited Jassi and Stacey. Stacey RSVP'd and Jassi RSVP'd, but they did not ever see Mia there. Mia said, look, you reached out to my POC. You didn't, RSVP with me. Stacey don't know that a POC is a point of contact. That's an issue, Stacey. You're an adult, okay? So Mia is like, well, you RSVP with the POC. I didn't know you were coming. Stacey said, you're a liar. I have the receipts. Stacey pulls up her phone, gives it to Andy, and it's like, look, this is me reaching out to her and doing all this. So while Andy is reading these text messages, we see them on the screen. Stacey, when she was invited, told Mia, I'll be there. The day that Stacey got there, she texted her. Mia did not respond until the next day. Apparently, they were supposed to be going out to dinner. Dinner was at 8. What's her name? Stacey was there. Mia was over an hour late. Now Wendy is interjecting and it's like, Mia, you said that dinner was at 8. You didn't get there until 11. Mia is claiming she was only an hour late. Mia then said, look, I apologize, Stacey, okay? Wendy points out everybody on the stage wasn't invited. And everybody else was like, hell no, we didn't get invited. No, only Stacey and Jassi were. So Mia is like, Why alienate and why ghost the people that you did invite? You only have two friends on this stage. So why do that to people that showed up for you? Mia, of course, starts crying because that's what Mia does. So everybody is like, here go the tears, here go the tears. And Wendy is like, maybe it's the vibe I'm in, but Mia, you start crying to get sympathy. And I said, so did Candace, Wendy, and you never called her out for it. And I know y'all gonna have a shit fit about that in the comments, but Candace did the same fucking thing. Candace would do the same thing every single time. So Mia is saying, well, I can't control my tears, said that she is taking accountability, and yes, she messed up. Mia then said that this season of her life she has fallen short, and she's been a bad friend. She's sorry for that. Kiana was like, this has been a 3-year season. I said, ooh. We go to commercial break. During the break, Mia goes to Jassi and Stacey, and it's like, I don't have the capacity to be a good friend right now. I'm sorry. Stacey said, you're apologizing because we called you out. I don't know if you honestly mean that. We cannot receive this right now. And Jassi came on as Mia's friend. So Mia was like, well, thanks for listening. And then next thing you know, Mia's telling production that she's leaving and she can't do this anymore. And she goes to her room and she starts sobbing. I said, and then the next preview for next episode, she's back on stage. Mia is a nutcase and a liar, a nutcase and a liar. But that was the reunion part one. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It had good pacing. We covered a lot of topics. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode, about the reunion part one. If you haven't already, subscribed to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.